The latest MaxPreps high school football rankings are out, and here's a look at the top 10 teams. No changes in the top 5, but we do have a new team in the top 10 as Decimate Jesuit out of Missouri improved to 3-0 after winning their playoff opener last week. Let's take a deeper dive into these rankings with our MaxPreps experts. Joining me now is Director of Programming Steve Montoya and National Football Editor Zack Poff. We'll start at the very top with IMG down in Florida. Guys, they took care of business against Northwestern, outscoring them 49-14. In fact, IMG has now outscored all opponents by a combined score of 340-76 this year. Zack, just how big was this win for the Ascenders?
Yeah, this was another statement win for the #1 team in the country. Northwestern came in number 6 in the top 25 last week. This loss dropped them a few spots down to number 17. But just the dominance that IMG showed. They jumped out to a 28-0 first quarter lead. J.J. McCarthy, 5-star quarterback, Michigan commit. He threw for 4 touchdowns in the win. Junior running back Katron Allen had another big performance. He accounted for 3 total touchdowns. But this was really the last big game for IMG on the schedule so far this year. They're still working on maybe scheduling 2 more games against top 25 teams. But this was a statement win for IMG to show why they're the #1 team in the country. And we just look at this squad, compare it to the 2016 IMG squad and the 2017 IMG team. I think this team is better when you just look at them as a whole. Best offensive line in the country, have a bunch of big-time wide receivers, and the defense just stays making plays. I strongly do believe this is the best IMG Academy squad we've ever seen.
Yeah, this IMG team is just different. I mean, if you think about it, they beat up on Duncanville, a team out of Texas who went to the 6A state final last year. Then this last week, as Zack said, they beat Northwestern really easily, and Northwestern won a 5A state title in Florida last year. So you're talking about a team who just beat one of Texas' best teams, one of Florida's best team. IMG is just different, and they got kids coming from all over the country to play at their team, and they show, I mean, they're just on a different level, no doubt about it.
Well, guys, another team that's been putting the pedal to the metal on offense is Corner Canyon out of Utah, thanks largely in part to quarterback Jackson Dart. Team's now 11-0 after winning their playoff opener against Westlake. Steve, tell us just how good Jackson Dart has been this season.
Yeah, he's been incredible, and Corner Canyon, a school that was established in 2013, now all of a sudden is producing quarterbacks left and right. BYU, Zach Wilson's from Corner Canyon. Now you got Jackson Dart. He could easily be our National Player of the Year. This team is going to try to go for 38 straight wins. In that streak, they have scored under 34 times. They've scored over 40, 27 times. So Corner Canyon is the real deal in Utah, Zach.
Yeah, and you mentioned, Jackson Dart being right there for Player of the Year nominee this season. Stats don't lie, man. The dude's thrown for 53 touchdowns this year alone. He needs 5 more to tie Cameron Cooper's record he set back in 2017 with Lehigh High School. I think there's a good chance he's going to get 6 more touchdown passes. They play Bingham this week in the quarterfinals. I expect Corner Canyon to win their 3rd consecutive state title. And this team's absolutely loaded, man. You got Noah Carr at wide receiver. He's one of the best wide receivers in Utah high school football history, right there with Puka Nacua and a bunch of other dudes. But you just look at the job his dad, Eric Carr, has done as head coach. He has turned Corner Canyon into what Bingham used to be, into that dominant powerhouse program in the state of Utah. And you look at Corner Canyon right now, they're ranked number 8 in the top 25. This is a team that has potential to end the year ranked in the top 5 if they win that 6A state title in Utah. Because there's some dogs in Utah, man. You got Lone Peak, you got Sky Ridge on the other side of the bracket. They got to play Bingham this week. So, there's 3 more wins out there for Corner Canyon to look impressive. And the way they're rolling this year, it seems like they put up a 50 spot every single week.
Well, we already showed you the top 10. Let's take a look at the rest of the rankings, starting with teams 11 through 20. As you can see, Northwestern dropped all the way to 17 after losing to IMG. One team that gained a couple of spots was Dutch Fork in South Carolina after improving to 6-0 on the season. Here are teams 21 through 25. Miami Central continues to drop through the rankings. They did win their last game against Edison, but it was only a 14-0 victory. And fellas, there was a new addition in the top 25 this week. That was Soto out in Texas. They're now 4-0 after dominating Lake Ridge 42-0. Zack, what do we need to know about this team?
Hey, this is a team, they've been knocking on the door, man. Finally, we had to let the door open. Soto comes in at number 25. This team is absolutely loaded on both sides of the ball. You look at the defensive line, they're as good as any team in high school football. You got Byron Murphy, the second, a Baylor commit, along with Shamar Turner on the D-line. And then you look at offense, man. They got a bunch of big-time playmakers at wide receiver. But I'm a big fan of the quarterback, Illinois commit Samari Collier. This is an offense averaging better than 45 points per game. And they're going to have a chance to move up the rankings even more in the next couple of weeks. They got a very good Cedar Hill team this weekend, one of the biggest games, one of the biggest rivalries, Battle of Beltline. They got to get by Caden Salter, a Tennessee commit at quarterback. And then after that, they play Duncanville, another top 15 team. So if they can win these two games in back-to-back weeks, there's a good chance we see Claude Mathis and his DeSoto Eagles climb even higher in the top 25 rankings.
Yeah, and it shows just how good Texas is. It's the 7th team in the rankings right now from the state of Texas. Now, in our rankings right now, we only have teams currently playing in the fall, but it really shows just how good the state of Texas is up and down in high school football. And DeSoto's the next one to come in. I'm sure we may see more. It's going to be fun to watch what happens in the state of Texas as we hit playoffs here in the next few weeks.
No one is more locked into high school football than Steve Montoya and Zack Poff. Guys, thanks for the insight. Now, here are the games you should be watching for in high school football this coming weekend. Huge matchup in New Jersey between St. Peter's Prep and Bergen Catholic. Both teams are undefeated and loaded with talent. Also, look out for a battle of two top teams in the state of Georgia. For full breakdowns of these games, head on over to MaxPreps.com.